what will be Blade's Edge Arena, and Feeling Cute top right, still playing Warlock, Warrior, Paladin, going up against Lemonparty, which is going to be Druid, Warrior, and also Jimmo's on the Paladin. So basically the pressure really going to be under the Warlock to perform in this one. Both the Cleave's jobs is pretty simple. It'd be interesting if they put any good switches onto targets. Instance, if we're going to look for a switch, if he was, well, basically, if he was in Flame of Warlock, you can normally see him put out a tremendous amount of damage, dodging correct targets and calling good switches for his Warrior, which happens to be in the tournament. In Flame will play in week 3, and he will be met with alongside teammates of K and Ocelot on the Warrior. So a formidable team, but yeah, so far, Feeling Cute on WLP.
Any team with Inflaming is absolutely formidable. And out of these two teams, on paper, Terra Gaming, or Feeling Cute as they're now known, are the ones who you would favour, considering their tournament appearances and that kind of thing. But they've disappointed us time after time, and they haven't performed at tournaments. They haven't performed that well on event realms, and I really hope they win this one, to be honest.
Well, we have to see. So we're getting ready to get some fighting into this matchup. I'm not sure what's going on, if someone's had a disconnect or my game just doesn't work. I've just got a constant regrowth spamming. Okay, it does work.
Some people...
What the hell?
Why is everyone
using, look at this, Spectral Tiger or what for the win?
Yeah, great. Some people say that the reason that one of the reasons Feeling Cute can't really compete against these sort of teams that play on Cyclone is because they have been playing on a German battle group for quite some time, and it's very rare that you see teams who aren't playing on Cyclone, the BG9 of Europe, being able to compete at the top European level. So the action has kicked off. Instance managing to get quite a few. You can see Icematics spamming the regrowths onto the Warrior, and again it seems like they're gonna...
Oh, actually, Blade's Bladestorm there actually got the pet and the Warlock at the same time. Looked like he had a cancel Bladestorm macro and actually intercepted back onto the Warlock when Demonic Portal was used. Icematics looks like he has the Warrior on the back of him. Repentance onto the Paladin. That's going to be devoured off. Good devour from Instance to get that off his Paladin, and he will be staying in a decent situation, though both melee going to get onto the Warlock in this situation. Still has his pet by him. Maybe doesn't want to send it on anybody because, oh my god, Fawns is OP. But yeah, really just taking a lot of damage at the moment. No real pressure built up. He's going to Demonic Portal. Blade's going to get on him again. And Icematics is going to have to deal at the moment.
It looks like they're going to get a kill on the Fell Hunter now. Actually, Fell Hunter goes down. Summon does come in. He manages to get the resummon, but he decides to summon a Void Walker with that Feldom. Didn't manage to get the Dispel off on that.
Yeah. Who are they going to Dispel with, Matt?
Yeah, good point.
All right, so basically, yeah, Icematics actually taking a little bit of damage from the Warrior there, just literally spamming back. He's got Innovate up at the moment, so forced to use his Innovate. Let's switch back over to Instance. Gets an intercept on by Blade, and honestly, I mean, this at the moment is just welcome to the pain train. Nothing really happening, and actually good swap onto the Paladin. Really, really good swap onto the Paladin. Forces a bubble, but now, I mean, he's got to heal himself up and his teammate. Instance needs to give him some breathing time. He needs to drop. He needs to drop down, and then potentially he's just going to punish himself. He's actually surely he's out of range of his Paladin here. Paladin having to run up and chase with him. They are going to go for Icematics. Maybe this is their last chance to get a kill. In comes the Death Coil onto Icematics. He has got Life Blooms up. He is like almost fully hotted. In comes the Bladestorm, gonna drop, and he needs to get away. And in comes a Peel. Surely a Peel's going to come. There comes the Peel, and that was a desperate attempt to get a kill. And switching on a Druid like that, I mean, the Death Coil came in half health. It was okay, but he had already fully hotted. There were everything pretty much on him, so Icematics did a nice job to keep him up. We are back in on Blade's Edge, following Jimmo's at the moment, joined by his team at the back of that bridge. He's going to get look like he got a hamstring on him, and he's going to be slowly chasing back to his target. Actually, his target is going to be the pet, once again, of Instance. Nothing controlling the healer yet of Celux. In comes a nice fear. That's going to catch Jimmo's. He's going to have to sit in it. And actually, it does look like Blade taking a little bit of damage. Going to drop Actually, there was a Hodge onto the Warlock there. So decent amount of damage now going to be dropping. Let's switch over to Selex. See how he's going to be healing this. Just channeling his Holies. We'll be able to keep Instance up, hopefully, in this situation. You can see he's popped some of his cooldowns to make healing a little bit less expensive, because he is just having to chain it. Warlock's pet is going to go down, though. So pet already dead. Second one's going to come up in a second. Still getting trained, still hasn't got, sorry, the pet is going to be up, it is going to be Void, but still getting ridiculously trained. I almost want him just to keep dotting. He doesn't have, he only has dots up on the Paladin at the moment, so he's just kind of running, targeting Icematics now. In comes a switch potentially onto Icematics, in comes a Fear onto him as well. Icematics does go low, he's going to have to get a pill. That wasn't a death coil, sorry, onto Icematics. He, well, didn't go too low actually, and does get away. So, leaving the fight is going to be Instance heading up to the top. Finally going to be targeting the Warrior. Does put drop some damage onto him. The Warrior, though, of Feeling Cute, trying to get back onto a potential target, having to deal with the Paladin. Going to switch to Icematics, but instantly into tree form and already hotting himself. No kill's going to happen here, and Icematic knows he can pretty much just like ignore the Warlock's positioning here and just kind of line of sight him, and then the Feeling Cute are going to have a ridiculously hard time with just a Warrior onto him. So switching over then to Instance, has to Demonic Portal away. Did get that Unstable Affliction off onto Icematics actually. He's going to summon a Fell Hunter at the top, so a chance for a counter spell to come in. Icematics actually had a spell reflect on Cyclone, so he is going to be in caster form, looking to get away. And there you go. That's that route's going to break. And actually, he could get switched on. Actually, the charge didn't come onto Icematics while he's in travel form, but it wouldn't have mattered. Selex is taking a decent amount of damage. Let's switch over to Blade and see what he's making of this. So he is on the back of Selex, gets himself a freedom. In comes a Blade Storm at the same time. Jimos is chasing, and Selex is going to go ridiculously low. He has got Forbearance up, but actually, sorry, just had Forbearance then, because
manages to survive just by the skin of his teeth. And it looks as though they're putting a lot of pressure on Instance now. This could be the opening for a kill, but no, heals do come in.
Yeah, and actually, Icematics gets a bop and gets away from that situation. Was a little bit aggressive there. Yuisha put into a Cyclone. Now the pet is going to be Cyclone, so nice damage potentially onto the Warlock with that pet Cyclone. Switching over to Instance the Warlock, drops down to 17k. Has the Paladin on him. No curse of... I'm sorry, not going to be slowing him. Gets a Fear, though, onto Jimos. Going to be dotting him up. So yep. Pretty good play from Feeling Cute at the moment to keep this going as long as they can, but yeah, still they need to drain the mana of Icematics to get a kill. So Unstable Affliction onto almost onto Icematics, didn't manage to hit. Is going to Demonic Portal up and meet his Druid, or meet the Druid, sorry, not his. Actually almost got a Fear.
Good play from Selcock, managing to keep the Fell Hunter up. He's playing very multi-target here, just got a very good overview of the whole game, and he is taken down, and that was a great switch, and you knew it was going to come at the end of the day. Feeling Cute losing this one. Yeah,
but the thing is like when he's used basically his bubble, he's such a potential target later, and if you're going to force the Warlock to, like, you know, Fear, fair enough, you need to have him Fear, but he went aggressive onto Icematics.
And I mean, these guys from Feeling Cute are playing in a German battle group, so it's almost like they're playing in a totally different environment, on a totally different football pitch to these other teams. It's almost as like sort of a Premier League team versus a Division 1 team.
Yeah, we'll have to see if that's the case. We do have some initial damage up onto Icematics. Bladestorm was out, following Jimos at the moment, trying to train onto the Warlock. Is still going, not going to be on his initial target. Will go heavy onto the Warrior, though. Warrior dipping to half HP at the moment, even with Mortal Strike debuff still up, so healing going to come in a little bit later. Blade getting hit down as well a little bit. Blade actually being the target. They need to keep dots heavy on almost everybody. Maybe a potential, actually going to be banishing. It's going to be a banish actually onto Icematics there. Nicely done. He's going to get switched onto now by Yoshino, so maybe he should chase this possibility for a little bit. Actually doesn't chase a possibility, switches back to Blade to put a little bit more damage, a little bit more control. Maybe they can't dispel freedoms from instance, so maybe they can use that and keep the warrior peeling the melees. Obviously ridiculously hard to do so. Nice switch once again onto Icematics, but just an instant switch and then forces him to stop what he was doing and goes back to his target.
MS just came in just before the heal did, so pretty unlucky there. And I've got to say, Icematic has already used Innovate, so Feeling Cute have managed to put him under quite a bit of pressure. He's sitting in tree form at the moment, just spamming those hefty regrowths and Alive Blooms. Manages to get one up on Jimos, who's the target for Terra Gaming at the moment. Instant still struggling to get those fears off. Does get one off onto Icematic, but now he's going to be taking a hell of a lot of damage.
I mean, that switch that just came in, I mean, he's got Blade Storm available, Yoshino, but there was already Hots onto oh, sorry, it was actually a Repentance onto the Paladin there. Paladin's going to drop low. Does have Bubble, but he knows if he uses it, he's a potential target later, so he's going to try not to. Yoshio gets onto the back of Blade. Nicely done. He finally gets onto his target, which will be Instance the Warlock. Here comes the Blade Storm. He's going to be onto the back of Blade, hitting both of the melees at the moment, but Instance going low. Needs a bop. Instance is going to get that bop. No Cyclone coming in to actually control the healing in that situation. And once again, Yoshio swaps and then just annoys Icematics, but it doesn't do much to it. But he is actually draining the mana, but the mana is almost the same for both of these teams. We've got 1k on Celux and 2k, or now 3k. Jimos is actually into a fear. That is going to be broken.
Lemonparty's control on Selkuk from Feeling Cute, their Paladin, has been absolutely dire. I mean, he's been getting in Holy Lights time after time onto Instance.
Yeah, actually, Innovate is going to be up, and that Innovate is going to be protected by Life Balloons and stuff, and so mana clearly in the advantage, and Feeling Cute are going to lose 3 games in a row.